Lights are out and underway. A great start there from Clark Fountain off the middle of the front row of the grid. Also with Caleb Gilmore around the outside. There's Jesse Stroud in the pack as well. So here we go. This is going to be brilliant. And with the points as they are, we could just about be crowning a new champion. Jesse Stroud's got the all-important race in hand, the over 25-point lead in the championship. So this is all to play for here. And looks like Clark Fountain's going to lead them through the S's on the first lap here.
I think it might be Caleb there, just close to seeing. Oh, well, my apologies if we're wrong, but there you go. Off the start, Shane Miller, Clark Fountain, Luca Downing, all there with the chance. So great to see, loving this kind of racing. We've seen so much of it this year. Watch the swarm, as we call it, and you can see the freight train for them going. A little bit of a breakaway with our leader, then go 2, 4, 6, 8. The rest of them to follow through. So fast, exciting racing. Bring it on with Suzuki. Growing champions of the future. I love their statement, growing the champions of the future. We know, of course, with Suzuki's domination. There we go. Just somebody just off the side. In fact, one's gone down. There's the puff of dust, and the other one goes out a little bit wider. As the dust clears, the bike will be down, and another one's gone out wide there. But the other one, rider is still okay. Yeah, there they are under their own steam. Love this kitty litter here at Taupo. Isn't it good? Does the right job. It slows them right down. And there's the other rider out wide. We've got our Honda safety car, and all looks to be okay for the rider. They've well walked to the side, and because the bike has crashed, they won't be restarting in the race. And lucky for the other rider who went out wide that they were able still to keep it upright. We saw that yesterday with the likes of Demon Damo Rees. So it's special when you can keep riders that stay upright on their machine. So good to see. Brad will give us an update on the points of the overall, and when we look and get an update of the riders, just where we are. And as he's pointed out, potentially the first of our New Zealand titles today with a race to spare with Jesse Stroud, and more than 25 points the advantage for the young man. So keen to watch and see what he can do in this lineup. Is he even there on the line? We'll have to watch to see. I'm sure we'll get an update when they come across the line. He was well back in about 12th place earlier in the event. Surely he'd got away to a better run than that. But here we are with our update. And that's Clark. That's Clark that we've got. We can recognise Clark out there. So he's there. And it is Caleb. So it was Caleb that led last time. The clear black and white leathers in there. He's got the RST leathers. The other boys are on Alpine Stars. That's why Caleb's a little bit of a commentator's dream. We always pick up Zach because he's got the bright colour on one side and also the belly pan for him. So that gives an opportunity. So there are three very good riders in front. So there we go with Clark looking out to Caleb, then going to Zach. And I think that's Jesse just on their tail. You look for Jesse. He's the tiny little one. He's got the black and white leathers as well. So keen to look out for that fourth place rider. And keen to see if we go. Yes, indeed, it will be Jesse in there. So it's Clark, Caleb, Zach and Jesse. They're the top four. Gixxer Cup action. And look at that little four just starting to break away a little bit from the other group. But we've got then another 6 very good riders in that charge. Can they then start the slipstream and get the work? Of course, you think you're doing the right thing by trying to pull out on the other rider because you think, yeah, I'm just going to be able to squeeze in there, when you actually have got to get the slipstream and get the catapult and get the launch to get past that rider in front. So great to see. A special shout out for me goes to John today, one of our volunteers and marshals. Thank you, John. Had a nice catch up with John today. John's been a volunteer. He's done 13 events this summer. 13 events, folks. He's semi-retired. He loves his motorcycle sport, and he's been a flag marshal at all 5 rounds of our DHL-supported Carl Cox Motorsport NZSBK. I think that's just exceptional, and he's been a volunteer during the week, and he's even been helping doing some voluntary work and tidying up this fantastic facility here at Bruce McLaren. So love your work, and great to see, and he's got some contribution to make to our sport as well. So another good story is Brad. We're going to pick them up this time, and after they've gone past, you can then do a relativity between the placing they are on the track and the points that they are, and particularly as to where Jesse is, and is he then going to do enough to get that championship? Oh, look at the 4 through. In fact, somebody swept right around the outside. That is beautiful to watch. May have, in fact, been a change there, and that might even be Jesse, or is it Clark that's regained it? Whoever has got, we'll find out in a minute. Well, in fact, it's back there with Clark. So Clark, he had lost the lead at one point, because we certainly saw that through the flip-flop, he ricocheted right around the outside, and he got back in the lead. So it's Clark, Caleb, Jesse, and Zach. So there you go. In fact, that is no change from what they were last time, because quickly Zach had got back on Jesse, but Zach is going to be pushed back. So there's Brad, there's the calculation. Jesse in 3rd place. Is that good enough?
Oh, well and truly. A 39-point advantage in the championship. So he's just got to finish with some points, and he will take the all-important 25-point lead into the final race. So right where there he is exactly what he needs to do. But what a great little 4-way fight here. Clark Fountain, Caleb Gilmore, and then Jesse and Zach are two fighting for the title there in 3rd and 4th place. So brilliant. And full credit to Caleb Gilmore. This guy only started road racing in November, and have a look at this. just now dicing. Back-to-back podiums at Manfield and then yesterday as well. So he's right there in with a hunt for the win here. So brilliant stuff from the Gixxer Cup.
Yeah, there we go. So look at that foursome out there. Then go back to the next group. There's 5 in there. Then a drop back to 2 and 1 to trail. And of course, there's one right back here, our rider that had the detour. And I presume that might have been Sarah, because Lucy and Michael aren't there. Unsure of that, or maybe it was so one of those is presumably one that went down, and unsure of what the story was with the other. So the Dibbon Swartz Motorcycles of Wanganui supported brother and sister combo from the great city of Wanganui, of course, and their family totally involved in cemetery circuit. In fact, there was another sibling and dad, of course, that were involved in racing with 4 of them on the racetrack at Boxing Day at Wanganui. Unbelievable, fantastic family. So Team Dowman, love your contribution and well done. Courtesy of Dibbon Swartz, new Suzuki dealer from Wanganui, as we look for the update courtesy of Suzuki and Gixxer Club, growing our champions of the future. Huge help, of course, from Sloane Frost, who've made this class happen. So he's a contributor to it. As we watch him through the flip-flop. 1, 2, 3. Could be a change coming up there. Change coming up. I see Zach looks like he's gone into second. If we got Caleb, he was there in 4th. I think he might have just got back to 3rd. It was Jesse further back. Yes, it is. There's a change. So it's just in the middle. It's in the middle of the pack. So keen to look out for this one. So Caleb's the one. Caleb's the one who's got the glory. Or in fact, it will be Zach. Zach Fuller up on the inside. The Kiwi rider man. Yes, indeed, on the Garth May Farm Bike Services supported Suzuki Gixxer. And it is Zach Fuller. Zach Fuller's got the advantage. Look at that. Good work from Zach. Man, he has pushed hard. In fact, he was a 3 then. He was a 4 and now he's a 1, so good work through there. As we look out to Clark, we look out to Caleb and Jesse back behind him, and Brad, I think we're seeing Jesse using a little bit of common sense here and just, not mixing with him, not mingling and getting into trouble, because I'm sure he knows, courtesy of Lizard Racing, that 4th place is good enough.
Absolutely, yeah. So just needs a 25-point advantage, or maybe a 26 just to be safe. So just needs 15 points roughly, less than Zach or better, and he will have enough to retain this title. So here we go with Zach Fuller out of the turn 7 up to run to turn 8, and brilliant stuff from Caleb Gilmore. Clark found, and that's 2nd and 3rd there as well. And Jesse just tagging on the back of that, just doing exactly what he needs to do. But slipstream all important on these Gixxer Cup, and with 2 laps to go, he's in a prime position to maybe even take a podium spot. So catch the update, that great little 6-pack in behind them, Cameron Goldfinch, Justin Maunder, Curtis Boyd and Caleb Stroud in there with Hamish Simpson as well. So great little fight in behind them as well. So you can't let that, there's actually 7 bikes in there. So this is some great Gixxer Cup racing. But the 4-pack in the front, that's gone, and the white flag hanging out the window at the tower here, ready to go. So when they come down the back straight, we'll have 1 lap to go. This is all important Gixxer Cup racing.
All right, great to see you out there. So Caleb, Zach, Clark and Jesse, they've mixed it up. I think there's been a change for them on every lap. It was interesting that time. The 2 that were back, that Caleb and Zach, they came forward on Clark and Jesse. So effectively there was 2 up and 2 down from that last lap. What are we going to watch this time? Here's the 4 of them coming down. Need to get that slipstream. Looks like a 3 and then a 1. You've sort of got a little bit of a drop back in there at the moment. And as we go through, Zach Fuller the advantage still with Zach. Well, I think for a fraction he'd lost it down the straight, and he's come up on the inside through the flip-flop. Impressive on the Kiwi Rider magazine supported flying Gixxer, and good work by Zach. And look at that, a little bit of a buffer, because through the flip-flop, man, he just threw that bike through the corner, and spectacular to watch as well. So good on you, Zach. Nice to see. Look at that, that little bit of a buffer. Look at the geometry of that corner. Look perfect, absolutely perfect as he comes out of it. And he lines it up again to go through the next one. Cuts through on the apex, keeping up that momentum. Great to see, and potentially a change there. I think Jesse's gone to 2nd, Clark now into 3rd, and then looking back to Caleb, who's dropped a fraction to 4th place, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jesse Stroud up into 2nd place. So all the thoughts of common sense rider just out there. He's out there to race. He's out there for the win, and he's right on the back of Zach Fuller. So full credit, Jesse Stroud. He's right there fighting for this win, and he has in every race so far this championship. That's why he's got the 39-point advantage. But Zach Fuller, all he can do is win. That's all he knows he needs to do, and he's doing that at the moment. He's out in the front, but look at Jesse right on the back of him. And Clark Fountain still keeping touch with them, but Caleb's just dropped back a little bit, so he's got some work to do. So half a lap to go in this all-important Gixxer Cup action.
Well, the other feature is Clark Fountain's 22 points behind Zach, and again, as long as Zach can finish in front of Clark, he'll be secured of a 2nd place as well, Brad, for the title with a race to spare, as Jesse will be over Zach himself. So 1st and 2nd should be concrete placings after this result, barring, of course, any other incidents unaware to us outside of the pure racing that we're watching, and the results already at hand. So Jesse, Zach and Clark are the three in the championship, because remembering, of course, Caleb has come out of nowhere, did not do the South Island rounds. And I'll tell you what, you want to look at his scores. He's gone from the 2 absent rounds. He then scored 6-5. All right, that was Hampton Downs, and then he went 20, 25, 13. So when he hit Mighty Manfield, he was busting onto the scene. So great to witness in his kind of work. Courtesy of Gilmore Homes and Builders, Caleb Gilmore on fire here at the moment, the number 27, and keen to look out for his massive improvement in our sport over a very short time. Started racing just in November. So keen to look out for them as they come through, and there it is. Jesse's got it. Jesse's got the advantage. So good work as we go to the flag, and he did it. He did it all the way, and Zach ended up back in 4th place. So Jesse's got it, and the title. Clark's in front of him, so I take it back. That won't be Zach. He will not have enough points now to secure 2nd place. He'll need the next race to do so. So it's the podium will be Jesse, Clark, and Caleb. And there's an example of it, Brad. Don't leave when the white flag goes out, because you don't get it. You don't get on the podium, and that was the exact proof of it. Because in the end, unfortunately, Zach, because he had to push all the air out in front of the race, he's lost it and finished only in 4th.
Absolutely, he led with 3 corners to go. So that just goes to show how important the slipstream is. So well done, another of our national champions crowned, Jesse Stroud, Clark Fountain, and a lap record for Clark Fountain on that very last lap. So a 2:03.133, a lap record for Clark Fountain, and that will stand right through the morning here. So absolutely brilliant from them. Jesse, Clark, and Caleb Gilmore, that's your podium, and your national champion, Jesse Stroud of the Team Stroud Suzuki Lizard Racing. Brilliant stuff from Jesse out there. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, that's right. So, Blake Ross held the record coming into this round, and then Jesse took it yesterday with a 2:03.733. Zach bet it earlier on in this race, and now Clark Fountain ends up at the end of the race with a lap record, and they've got another 6-lap race coming up later on this afternoon. So, all possible that could go again. So, absolutely great pace. Gixxer Cup 150 action. So Jesse Stroud, Clark Fountain, Caleb Gilmore, that's your podium. Zach Fuller, Shane Miller got up for 5th place, so a good finish for Shane. Cameron Goldfinch, Hamish Simpson, Curtis Boyd, Justin Maundert, Luca Durning, that's your top 10. Caleb Stroud, Liam Whelan, and Sarah Humphrey, there's your top 13. And Lucy and Michael Dowman are DNF, so there we go. Absolutely brilliant stuff. So a national champion crowned, and that will be all smiles down in pit lane. Absolutely brilliant stuff. So coming up next, we've got an 8-lap Pro Twin race. That will be exciting. That championship is really heating up. That's going to be brilliant to watch. So here we go, coming back into pit lane, and we'll cross down to Neil, who will have our podium.
Here we go, our podium to assemble here today. We're in the shade a little bit this morning, so a lot of people are watching back standing in the sun. I certainly don't blame them for that, and well done to Clark. Here he goes, good result. And here we are with Jesse. Here's your champion. Here's the New Zealand champion. The first of many, I'm sure, in his career, folks. You're seeing it and hearing it for the first time. And listen to the support out here. Jesse's done it. He was back there when we thought he was playing conservative. There's no way he was conservative. He played it, he attacked it, he did an outstanding job. So congratulations to Jesse. And to Clark as well, the lap record to Clark Fountain. So coming into the event, Blake Ross had it from last year. Then Jesse got the lap record yesterday, and now Clark has just taken in that race. That's the improvement of these GixxerR pilots. If you want to see the champions in the future, they are right here, right now. So great to see. So here we go with a look at the smiles on the faces, and man, oh man, it is just amazing racing. Look at that thumbs. Look at the handshake and the sportsmanship of these guys to be congratulated. Caleb, was that fun?
Oh yeah, that was a real fun race. They pulled a gap on me in the last last 2 laps, and then it took a bit for me to catch him back up to that pack on the back straight, and just came through in the last corner in 3rd, and it was yeah, I was pretty stoked.
Pretty stoked you did. Mate, you've had an amazing career. Tell us about what else you're doing in your life. What school do you go to, and what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to race motorbikes, obviously, when I grow up, but or do something with motorbikes. I go to Wanganui High School, and yeah, so.
Well done. So there you go, the young Wanganui teenager. Thank you, as we allow to make sure that those pit calls are made. Clark, congratulations. Lap record in there. Did it feel like it was lap record pace?
Oh yeah, we were definitely on the pace today, and it was super fast, way faster than last year, and I'm real happy with second, and Jesse and Caleb pulled off, like, it was a good race.
It's a pity we can't make room for all four of you because Zach was in there as well. It's so good with all four of you. You've got a lot of trust in each other.
Yeah, definitely. You got it out there. Like, if you don't trust in each other, it just makes it a real bad race. But nah, I like trust all the riders and trust your ability, and it's real good.
Beautiful words. There he is for the West Coast Warrior and the lap record today. And congratulations, Jesse. New Zealand champion, folks. Come on. Look at this. Future of the Stroud family. Fantastic. And well, I thought at one point when you were hanging back and forth, I thought, good on you, Jesse, just playing conservative. You proved me wrong. You still wanted the win as well.
Yeah, I couldn't pull away, so I thought I'd just hang in there and just see if I could just pull it out on down the back straight and see if I could just hold on to the win. So.
I think these other guys want to know what's your secret to success. Have you got it? Your diet must be one of the factors.
Yeah, just push real hard and just trying to make many mistakes. Yeah, it's not good when you make mistakes. So.
You've learnt some mistakes along the way, haven't you?
Yeah, to start off the back from crashing qualifying, so that didn't really help. So.
Yeah, well done. Hey, folks, there you are. Look at that. There's your champions of the future. Suzuki, you've got an incredible motorcycle. Thank you to all the team behind the scene. Pete and Simon, you've made a fantastic class. To Sloan, with your support, the champions of the future, the Suzuki GixxerR Cup, and there's your champion crown. We've still got another race. Don't take it away. The other boys are fighting for the minor money, but Jesse is number one.